want to talk about how your twin mirrors you. A lot of divine feminines tend to blame their twin flame for everything. They tend to say, he's a douchebag, he ghosted me, he left me, he abandoned me, he did this, he did that, a lot of resentment in the air, right? And then sometimes it makes me question, is this person really your twin because you are bad-mouthing them so much? I know that it comes from a lot of ego bruising when we are constantly blaming others. Now, your twin flame is always going to reflect back to you. And this is with everybody. This is not just your twin. We mirror everybody around us. I can mirror you. You can mirror your neighbor, whoever, your cousin, your sister, your brother, your mom, your dad. We all mirror each other. We are all a reflection, okay? But your twin flame is going to be the biggest reflection because you share the same consciousness. And when you feel, for example, that your twin ghosted you, that they abandoned you, you are most likely ghosting yourself in some way. You are most likely abandoning yourself in some way. Just recently, during an Akashic record reading, and I spoke about this on an article that I wrote recently for medium.com, how I kept saying, my twin ghosted me. I wasn't mad about it. I was like, oh, he just needs to heal, whatever. Like, I'm not triggered, right? And that's one of the things that, like, one of the ways you know that you've healed is you are no longer feeling triggered, okay? However, I wanted to go deep into that a little bit more. Even though I wasn't triggered by him leaving, I was like, I know that he just has things that he needs to work on. Like, it's fine. And I had this Akashic record reading and he, told me some things, and it, like, all of a sudden I started reflecting and I was like, oh my God, he was mirroring me. I was ghosting myself by not speaking my truth with him, by acting all cool and casual with him, trying to seem like unbothered at the time when we were talking. Hence why he ghosted me, because I was ghosting myself. I had a client the other day, she's so sweet. I had a client the other day and she's like, Jessica, like, I don't know what to do. I am being friends with my twin. I'm just trying to act like really cool and casual with him, even though I like really have feelings for him. And he's telling me we're attracted to one another, but we're not compatible. And she's just trying to act cool about it, even though deep down she's hurting. And I told her to go read my article. It reminded me of myself because I was also trying to act cool and casual with my twin too, but was I living authentically? No. Was she living authentically? No. She was not speaking her truth. She was trying to put on a poker face, and as was I, by not trying to seem bothered by them. But one of the things, one of the biggest things that your twin flame does on this journey to you is they trigger you to live authentically. They push you to live authentically, to speak authentically, to just be authentic. Right? And if we are pretending like we don't care, we're not being true to ourselves. We are abandoning ourselves. We are ghosting ourselves. And as a divine feminine, you are leading this journey spiritually. And when you lead this journey spiritually, that means leading from your heart. When you are listening to your intuition and you're listening to your heart, you're not being led by your ego. Your ego wants you to act cool and casual. Your ego is just like, I'm going to be their friend, to see how long I can be with them, hang out with them, get them to like me. This is what girls do. This is like what so many women do, is we try to act super cool and cash to like get them to see how good we are and see our worth. Trust me, I've been there. I did the whole friends with benefits like 15 years ago, okay? It's not worth it. And that's not what you really want. When you are pretending that you are cool and casual and you're not telling them how you actually feel. And why do we do that? Because you're afraid of rejection. That rejection wound, that fear is coming out. That is your ego. When you are being led by your ego and you are not living authentically, of course, they're not going to live authentically with you. They're not going to reciprocate because they are mirroring whatever you do. So whatever you are doing, if you are living authentically and you're speaking your truth and you're not afraid of rejection, you're not having expectations of how they're going to react, what their response is, as long as you are speaking your truth and you speak it with love, that's all that matters. However, if they are getting triggered, that's on them. But I know that a lot of us divine feminines, we get so scared that they're going to abandon us, that they're going to leave us at the, at that first sign of expressing a vulnerability, because we know that as soon as the divine masculine gets vulnerable with us, they dip. They run for the hills because they're just like, this is too intense. I can't believe I just said that. I can't believe I just did that. Okay. They get really scared, but do not be afraid of them running, because if they are running with you being authentic and you speaking authentically and coming from a place of love, it just means they're not ready. And you don't want somebody who's not ready anyway. But as long as you are not being led by your ego and you are leading with love, you are leading with your heart, and you're not giving a crap about what your ego thinks, because your ego is constantly afraid of rejection. Okay, I've been there. Even though I am a twin flame coach, I have been there. I've been there before where I'm just like, I'm not going to reach out to him. I'm going to act super cool and casual. If he wants me, he needs to come fight for me because I'm the divine feminine and I deserve to be fought for. And it's true. I am the divine feminine and I do deserve a man to come fight for me. However, sometimes they're not ready. And it sounds very egoic when we think that way, because we are leading this journey spiritually and we lead with love. And when we lead with love, they follow us. They follow that. So they will mirror you in every way. So please stop blocking your twin, because that's not helping you. Stop being petty on this journey, because that's not helping you. Stop seeing the worst in them and start seeing what they are trying to reflect in you. Okay? Remember, when we lead authentically, when we lead with love, they're going to reciprocate. They're going to start doing the same. So whatever you do, they're going to be doing as well. If you don't feel valued, if you don't feel worthy of this connection, if you don't feel good enough for your twin, if you start doubting your twin, they're going to feel the exact same way. So once you start valuing yourself, once you start loving yourself, seeing your worth, you're not tolerating breadcrumbs because you know that you deserve more, that is when your twin can come and offer you that. That is when your twin will see, because you see your value, they're going to see your value. They see your value, but they're going to reciprocate that energy that you are putting out. When you give that energy of, I am a goddess, I am worthy, I love myself, I know my worth, I value myself, I am not going to be friends with benefits, or I'm not going to tolerate breadcrumbs, I am not going to act cool and casual because I know my standards, they are going to see that in you and want to give that to you. But they also have to heal, and they need time to heal, okay? This isn't like, once I'm healed, they're healed. No, you are doing the healing, they're doing the healing as well, but give it time. Stop rushing everything. Stop being so impatient. Stop being petty. Stop blaming them for everything, okay? I just had a weekly call, and this was our weekly group call, and it was hugely talked about, and it was such a great session. If you haven't joined my weekly calls, I highly recommend you join them. They're really powerful, really amazing. They're 90 minutes long, and everyone gets to say, everyone gets to talk about their journey a little bit, and we all share insight for everyone. So that is my 2 cents, my message for the day.